All right, for social studies this year, you are going to be creating different sections of an amusement park. And each section of the amusement park that you're going to create is going to have a theme. That theme is going to be whatever unit we're studying in 7th grade social studies. So it might be ancient Rome, it might be ancient Greece, it might be India or China. So what you're going to do is you're going to create this amusement park, and it's going to have food stands, it's going to have rides, it's going to have games, it's going to have other entertainment and other aspects that represent the culture of whatever unit is that we're going to study. So you can see I kind of have started this section of the United States amusement park. So what I've done here is I have a couple rides here. I have old time cars, I have the riverboat rampage, and then I have Niagara Fall. Get it? It's a water ride where you go over this big hill. I know, it's pretty clever. So I've also created a New York pizza company here where it looks like the Statue of Liberty. And I did that because when I think of New York City, I think of pizza. And I want to draw your attention to this. So if I enlarge this, notice it's transparent. You can see around the edges. So that's the purpose of this video. I want to show you how I did this and then how I got that onto here. So I'm just going to go back to that. So I'm going to create a new section here, a new attraction. I am going to call it Rocky Mountain Run. Now, Rocky Mountain Run is going to be the wildest roller coaster in the West. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So I'm going to a folder that I created for this amusement park activity. So I'm going to encourage you to create your own folder. Create a folder. Call it Amusement Park Activity. So once you've done that, we're going to create a drawing here. So I'm going to go to New. I'm going to hover over More, and I'm going to select Google Drawings. So this is a shared folder that I have, so I'm just going to allow it to be shared. So the first thing I do with any Google Doc is I always name that Google Doc. So I'm going to name this Rocky Mountain Run. And that's going to help me stay organized if I need to go back and look at this at a later date. So when I think of the Rocky Mountains, I think of mountains. So let's add some mountains. I'm going to do that by just adding shapes here. So I click on shape, and I'm going to find what I think looks closest to a mountain. So I think this one looks pretty close here, this triangle. So I'm going to create that on there. And when you're working, it's important that you create the background first and then kind of move forward dimensionally in your image. So I'm going to make this mountain, we'll make it dark brown here. Alright, so then I'm just going to slide it on over there. I don't know if you noticed that red line that appears there. That means it's the bottom of the page. So a nice little trick here is if I go up here to edit, I can just click duplicate. There's also a hotkey. Once it's highlighted, you can hit Control D and it makes the exact same mountain. I'm going to make this one a little bit larger, and then I'm going to duplicate that one again. So then I'm just going to slide it over here, maybe make it a little bit shorter here, and we'll slide it over here. Alright, so I've got my background all set right now. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a track. So to add the track, I'm actually going to draw it. This way you can see how to draw it. So I'm going to click this drop down with the line, and I'm going to actually click curve. So when I do that, it creates this plus sign as a cursor, and I'm just going to start over here and I'm going to click, and then after I click, you notice a line follows. I'm going to click again, and that adds another point. See how it kind of curves the line here? So I'm just going to kind of go like this, and I'm going to go outside of that checkered box, and then I'm going to kind of just go back. And this is going to be my track. And notice how when I kind of come close to it, I can connect it. And watch what happens when I click here. It's going to be magic. Boom, now I have this track. So when I think of the mountains, I also think of snow. So I'm going to make this background white. So notice I still have the plus sign, so I have to deactivate my line. So I'm going to click here on the arrow. So now I can manipulate this a little bit. So then what I'll do here is I'm going to change this to white, and there we go. Alright, so now I have my mountains in the background and I have my track. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the cart for my roller coaster. So I'm going to go back up here to shape, and I want this to kind of have a mountainy theme. And when I think of mountains, I kind of think of mining and mine cars. So I'm going to go with this here. So I click on that and see how it kind of looks like a little mine car. And when I think of mine cars, I think they should be black. So I'm going to make that black. Maybe we'll add some decoration on here. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to add another shape. And I'm just going to kind of make this look a little nicer here. So maybe we'll make that not black, but we'll make it go with this blue. Just add some dimension here. I just duplicated that by hitting Control D. And I'm just going to do it again. So now I have my cart here. Well, now I think I need to have some wheels, right? So we'll go up here. We'll go on the shape. I'll do this. We're going to want our wheels to be a little bit different color here. So maybe we'll just make this kind of pop, and we'll make it green. So then I'm going to duplicate this so both of my wheels are the same size. Now, what I can do here is I am going to... I need to slide this out of the way so I can highlight everything. And we'll move it back here in a minute. I'm going to actually... I need to do it again. I got too much stuff in here. I should have done this cart over here in the margin so that I could easily have everything where I wanted it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on that and click Control D, and now I have several of these. And I'm going to pretty it up a little bit. Moving it there. We'll duplicate it again, just like that, and then we'll duplicate it again. Oh, I had too much highlighted, didn't I? So then we'll move this here, and we'll move it onto the track there. So as you can see, this is starting to come together. So I'm going to just kind of add here a little connector. And I'm just going to duplicate. So I just kind of create one thing and I keep duplicating it. That way I can save some time. So now I want to add some boulders or stuff in the foreground here. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just add some more of these mountains here. So I'm just going to click on that mountain, duplicate it. Look, it goes in front. So I got to resize it. So then I'm going to move it here. And then maybe put this one here. Maybe we'll add some boulders or something to make it look kind of nice. You know what I'm going to do for the boulder? I'm going to draw the boulder. So I click on that line there, that curve. So now I'm drawing this rock. Oh, and I'm closing it off. So now I'm going to go up here, get rid of that, and I'm going to change the color here to my brown. And then I'm just going to duplicate this over here to really kind of give it to some dimension here. We'll just kind of keep doing that here. Yep. It's starting to come together, huh? Hide some of these other lines that we have, make it look real nice. That way people want to actually ride on it. Now let's say I want this rock in front of that one. If I highlight it and I go up here to arrange, I can go up to order and I can click bring to front and watch it brought it to the front there. So now I'm going to have a little sign here and I'm going to call this Rocky Mountain Run. So I'm going to go up to insert and I'm going to click word art, and now I'm going to go all caps and I'm going to go Rocky Mountain Run and then hit enter and watch it creates this. So we can go down here, we can really get creative with this. We can change the font and we can choose something that looks kind of Western. Maybe we'll go with Cabin Sketch. Oh, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? So we're going to want to choose a color now that really makes this pop. So maybe yellow. Maybe we'll bold it. That doesn't look that good, does it? So maybe we'll choose a different one. No, that doesn't look good either. So sometimes you just have to experiment. Maybe it's this Rocky Mountain doesn't look good. Maybe we'll just try white, huh? I don't know. I don't like that. So we're going to change the font here. And I'm glad that happened because sometimes you just got to kind of experiment a little bit. We'll go with this, and then we'll go like that. Let's try yellow. Yellow seems to pop a lot. All right, so now this is where it gets a lot of fun. So I'm going to go up here to File. This is very important. File, Download as, PNG. So then it's going to download it here. On your Chromebook, it's going to go into your files. So then what you do over here on your amusement park, you're going to go to Insert, Image, and then you're going to choose Upload from Computer. So now I have to find where my Rocky Mountain Run is. So I'm just going to double click on it there and see it puts it in there. And now I'm just going to resize it and put it up here in the west. And there you go.